What's up? Good morning. It is Wednesday, January the 24th, 7 a.m., and welcome back to the Venator Trading channel. Glad you guys are here. It's a good day. Rocking and rolling on the charts. Halfway through the last full week of January. And big day, Cisco. Big day, buddy. Another year around the sun in the books. So happy birthday to you, buddy. Hope you're having a great day. Just me, you, and John, baby. Oh, man. Just me, you, and John. Hopefully the kids don't give you crap today. Hopefully you get to take a big old nap and eat a big old steak. All right, so where are we at? You can see down here we've got our account information. This is the brand new. I took a small, I took an attempt last night on this NQ short, expecting prices to come back down, retest previous day's highs, get back down to the Asian range. There was a 5-minute break of structure right here. I was coming back up into this fair value gap, and you can see bounced around, took me out. But it was I didn't even risk 0.25%, less than 0.25% to get that funded account going. So this funded account, the brand new one, is just down 200, just over $200. And the other one is down, well, it's $600 in profit still. So I was kind of glad I took that loss yesterday, and kind of glad I just got losing back on the mind, because I don't know, it just took away a lot of the fear of what losing does to you, and I don't know, it made me not so afraid. I think I had been winning so much that it was like, God, what happens if I lose? Nothing bad's gonna happen, other than other than your pride being hurt. Nothing bad's really going to happen. So just trade. But what we did do last night is euro dollar did really well on our bespoke 10K account. It was 1% in drawdown yesterday. And we scalped up into this 1 hour breaker. So you can see we ran liquidity, we displaced through, and we scalped right back up into that breaker. And then I did a double scalp. So I was scalping up into the breaker, and then at the breaker I was scalping back down to the order block. And so that account is now 2% in profit. So 1% in drawdown to 2% in profit. So that's all back and going, and we will do our 10-minute London session scalp here. I'm not going to do it on the Express accounts this morning. I'm just going to take it on the bespoke, mostly because there's news coming out at, what was it, 8:30. We've got some flash manufacturing and flash services PMI at 9:45. So wouldn't surprise me if this consolidates just a little bit up until that point. So you can see first 5 minutes we started to move sideways, pop down. I'm only going to take the New York 10-minute continuation only on the bespoke account, not on my Express funded. If you look over here on NQ, gosh, I've got to find out where these gnats are coming from. I swear to God, I don't see them all day long. And when I get up first thing in the morning, I see them. I don't know why. And they decide just this is the time to fly around Brad's face. You can see we've just been pumping all since we opened. Yesterday we opened. We popped up. Asian session lows are way down here, low of the day. And then we've just been running. It's crazy. I'm telling you, man. It's nuts. We do have a little SMT here with NQ. So the S&P has taken out a high here. And if you look at NQ, we have failed to take out the same high. So NQ a little bit weaker. So could be this is where you get a retrace. We're well above the midnight open. The midnight open, yeah, it's crazy. Just buy. That's all you do. Every time it comes down, just buy it. Question becomes where? Lot of, if I was going to look, I mean, there's this fair value gap down here on the 30-minute time frame. There's small fair value gap right here on the 1 hour that we're holding, that's currently holding price up. The next one would be down in this area for your 1 hour. 4 hour obviously has a multiple. 1, 2, 3 currently. Well, this one still has a couple hours. It may get filled in, but big gaps. So it's like, do you continue to fight? Do you continue to fight the massive locomotive train that's just barreling down the tracks? It pauses briefly and then just rips your face off. Everybody and their mother is thinking this has got to retrace. This has got to pull back. And nobody wants to be the guy that misses that big drop. But this level does look like the most obvious, least amount of traffic level. All the way up after this, there's no really fair value gaps anywhere in here on the 15-minute time frame. It's just come down, popped up, come down, pop up, come down, pop up. It's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive, the strength that we see here. What's up, Kazi? Does this NQ in future? This is the NQ futures. Yes, I'm trading on what you see on this account or on the screen right here is one of my funded accounts with Top Step, and this is a futures account. We'll look at NAS, we'll look at S&P, we'll look at Euro. And then I have my bespoke 10K phase 2 challenge coming over here on my PC with my MT5 up over here. What's up, Ben? Equity just got an infinite bid at the moment. It really is, man. It's pretty nuts. Just longing pullback's probably a good strat at the moment. Just gives me anxiety longing something that's already pumped so much. That's the thing, is everybody's like, it can't just keep going. It can't just keep going. It's got to come back. And it just keeps going. And so everybody's like, well, the time that I jump in on the dip is the time it's going to lose. Brad, I think Kazi Atal has a sister named Jen. Why do you think that? Oh my God. Happy birthday, Cisco. John is back. Kazi, I'm so sorry. Please do not be offended by John. He's I don't know, got his mind's in the gutter. Then that's the good thing about Forex. You know, when it becomes overextended as high, likely it's going to get a pullback. Equities can just keep ripping. Yeah, that is the nice thing about Forex. You're always going to get some kind of pullback, some decent retracement somewhere. But yeah, equities, it's just ripping, man. I'm not going to say it, John. People can read. Like instantly, as soon as his name popped up, John's like, "Don't you have a sister?" Kazi, hello, John. Don't you have a sister? Lord. I'm not saying it. Oh, we missed our futures. What are we at here? Let me get it up. Missed my scalp. Okay, it's negative. Hold on a second. We're gonna go lines. We're gonna go with a break of this, high of that. 1, 2, 1. Lot calc. So I'll stop. All right, we got it set up. So I'll set this up on Eurodollar for you here. We are going, this is the continuation scalp. And the actual numbers are laid down 4. And it's just 1-to-1. So we'll see. That's the London scalp right there. We'll see how it plays out. Does have some fair value gaps to kind of revisit here. But in candlestick patterns, you're looking at a nice bull flag. Look at this. You got your flagpole. You got your flag forming here. So candlestick patterns say Eurodollar is going to rip higher. Let's see. Doesn't show the news down here on TradingView, but there is red folder news. The Flash Services PMI comes out at 9:45. I know, Kazi. It's just John. If you've never been to the stream before, this is John. He is just a comedian at heart. Fancies himself the funny guy. Fancies himself the funny guy. What's ES doing? Probably ripping. Let's see here. Let's just pull up. So we got ES over here. 10-minute. Oh, I got to sneeze. Yes, taking out lows here. Or not taking out lows. You could do here. You could do a quick scalp down. On a sell stop here. Down into the lows. So that 10-minute candle reverses here. I don't like it. There's just all kinds of traffic here. That might actually play out, but it's not this super. It's already taken out that sell side, so that's not the cleanest play. It'd make more sense on ES with the lows over here, but NQ's already taken that out. This little sell side pool right there. So I'm not gonna mess with that right now. We're just gonna wait on this euro dollar setup here to see how it plays out. John, what are you going to do for your birthday, man? What's up, Corey? What's going on, buddy? Kazi left, John. You chased him away. We had a new viewer, and you immediately offend his sister. And now he's gone. This is why we can't have nice things. You're right. It's early, my friend. No plans, huh? I find that as my birthdays come and go now, that I really it's just another day. Anymore, it's just another day. And that if anybody just says happy birthday to me, I'm usually pretty much okay with that. How are the accounts going? We are at 2%, Corey, on phase 2 of the 10K Bespoke Challenge. So we're at 2% there. We are at just over 0.5% profit on one of the 100K Top Step accounts. And then this brand new Top Step account I just started this morning and over the London, and we took a small little loss. It's $200 down on that one. I'm the chairperson of the Infinity Tour Welcome Wagon. I mean, perhaps we should reconsider that nomination. I don't think you just get to assign yourself roles. Man, look at the sideways price action chop here on NQ right now. Ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly. What's happening over the Gilded Gals? Sideways price action. Speak of the devil. 1, 2, 3, 4 days of nothing. Boring. What's oil doing? Sideways. It looks like it wants to be a little weaker there. Let's see, we've taken out buy side. Taking out buy side, displacing through, setting up a nice little breaker. I've never really traded the oil breakers before. But definitely has been falling off a cliff for the last hour and a half. See how it responds when it comes back up into this order block right here. Oh, fair value gap with an order block. There's your fair value gap, and there is your wick to body breaker. Maybe get a nice little sell off of that. I had a decent trade on oil yesterday. Did you, John? Decent in that you won some money. The trade worked. Wouldn't ICT's order blocks hold a lot less significance outside of? I don't know. He definitely talks more about time than anything. It's his kill zones that matter the most, and they technically on futures don't start just yet. But that's why I'm not taking any trades on this. I'm just setting it up, just reading price action. Again, I'm not probably going to take any position until the futures markets open at least in an hour, but probably 9:30. I do plan on scalping the session this morning. This is the first day of the week where I don't have to be meeting with someone while the futures market is opening. So I actually will be on the charts doing some scalping this morning. And until then, I'm just watching this euro dollar continuation scalp on the bespoke account. I'm not going to jump into any positions right now. There's nothing pretty about any of this anyway. We're not getting any kind of displacement in one direction or another for us to work off of a fair value gap or liquidity level. So just leaving it. So we'll just leave this little scalp up. See how it works. Oh, Donald Trump in the news for winning the New Hampshire primary yesterday. Congratulations to the Don. Nikki Haley, his only opponent left, is refusing to bow out. obviously being paid to stay in. That's the only reason. That's the only reason she's still in is somebody's paying her to stay in. Somebody has told her you can't drop out yet, or you're gonna lose this amount of money. So it makes no sense for her to be in there. I saw an interesting for American politics. I saw an interesting take yesterday. I was reading that there was a poll done where they were asking potential voters here in the States, based on who was on the ticket in November, who they would vote for. And so in the States, the president will pick a vice president to run with them, right? So Joe Biden picked Kamala Harris as his vice presidential pick. And so the ticket was Biden-Harris, right? Okay, so that's the ticket you're voting for, is the Biden-Harris ticket. We got triggered in there on our 10-minute continuation scalp. So Trump has not named a vice president yet, and he probably won't for several months, I imagine. Unless Haley does completely bow out and he wraps up all of the primary, right now, like maybe he comes out early and he names his vice president. But my guess is strategically he's just going to wait. But there was a poll done that said, if this person was Trump's vice president, would you vote for him? If this person was, or would you vote for Biden, Harris, right? And overwhelmingly, I want to say it was like 80% or 65%. It was a vast majority of people, Democratic and Republican, both said if Donald Trump's vice presidential pick was RFK, Robert Kennedy Jr., that they would vote for Trump. Republican or Democrat, it didn't matter. If he named RFK his vice president, it basically just like give him the keys to the White House today, which is really interesting to me. For those of you who don't follow American politics, it is an election year. And yes, Donald is running again. And it appears Biden is not backing down and is going to continue to run too. So I don't know if that's good or bad for the Democrats. There's probably a lot of Democrats that are scared out of their seats to think that they're going to put Biden up again. That dude can hardly walk. I don't know if you've seen him lately. And this has nothing to do with my political views, but just have you seen him lately? Like, have you seen him walk? So what is wrong with him? It's crazy, man. Let the guy retire. Let the guy go nominate somebody else to run as a Democratic nominee. Like, that's not almost 90 years old. Keep finding the oldest dudes around to call the shots. Why? She's banking on him going to jail. Got a little volume imbalance here on euro dollar that we're going to need to see it get through here at the 0887 level. We're going to want to see that get pushed through and closed below. There are some fair value gaps here on we're on the 15-minute time frame here. On the 10-minute time frame, that volume imbalance does not appear to be there, but 15-minute shows it. This 10-minute fair value gap. So we've just closed below this big fair value gap here, which It's kind of nice to see on the 10-minute time frame. And we've still got a couple down here in play. Again, I don't have terrible high hopes. The continuation strategy, the New York continuation, 10-minute continuation scalp, has a nearly 60% win rate over the course of 2023. So just a little better than 50%, or slightly, I guess more than slightly better than 50%. 6 out of 10 times the trade should work, or it did in 2023. January was a good month for it. February was not. So things I may not do this New York one in February. I need to go back and look at the data, but I'm pretty sure February, almost every single time in February, things got wonky on those strategies. John, do you have a new 50K Top Step account you're working on? Anybody that wants to pick up a new Forex, you can use the discount code Venator for Bespoke and get 15% off. ICT student, could such a close be considered a displacement? I'm not sure. The one that we just got, like this 10-minute candle. So anytime a candle is closing below old lows, technically it has displaced below those old lows. So on a smaller time frame, if you look at the 1 minute, that looks like displacement to me. You see what I'm saying? So on the higher time frames, if candles are closing above old highs, it has displaced above an old high. If in this specific instance, it closed below old lows, it created an order block. You can see it came right back up on the 10-minute candle, right into that order block, and it's currently respecting it. So this fair value gap is next up to be tested. It has yet to come down and drop into that fair value gap. It's the next up to get tested here. We'll see what happens. This is the next roadblock for this trade right here. Nice thing is we're creating bearish structure here on the way down. We've got order blocks coming down here that this order block specifically on the 10-minute. 5-minute, leaving behind a nice fair value gap. Nice. We're starting to see on the 5-minute time frame bearish PD arrays being respected. It's going to leave behind a nice little fair value gap here with an order block as well. Still didn't get down into that fair value gap here on the 10-minute time frame. But it has been very bullish since London Open, really. So it wouldn't surprise me if any pullback if this trade does work, if this then accelerates it higher. We've closed outside of this 4-hour fair value gap right here. This 4-hour candle displaced through these fair value gaps, left behind the buy side liquidity higher up here. There's this 4-hour fair value gap that currently is keeping price lower. Daily levels up here, nice relative equal highs up here. John says, I have my old one and the producer for Top Step TV reset my Top Step X account that blew last week. Really? Well, that was not just out of the kindness of their heart, they decided to reset it. What was that about? That's cool. Gonna want to see price not just bull rush this fair value gap. I want to see that respected there. You can see the bull flag we're in. Working its way lower, but at some point this thing's gonna pop up and reach for some more buy side liquidity there. There's a daily fair value gap as well. I think it's the one acting as resistance. It is acting currently as resistance. And there you go. Just going to completely ignore all of the bearish PD arrays here and run for the buy side liquidity targets that is Venator's stop loss. I want a free reset for playing one of their trivia games 2 months ago. I told the host, who is the producer, that he could give it to someone else. He thought that was kind and told me that I could have a free reset with no time expiration. Well, there you go, dude. There you go. There we go. Took the L on the continuation scalp, and now that's back down to a break even. Bespoke. I'm having fun with this two-phase, man. It's just kind of whipping around a little bit here and whipping around there. It's nice having that 10% drawdown to work with, quite honestly. We're actually up just a little bit from yesterday's high. So we actually, whoa, that got blurry. Hello, Mr. Camera. Come back. There you go. All right, what else to do for the next 30 minutes? Because I'm not going to be taking any more trades now. NQ ripping up into highs. It's like every time it breaks a high, it's a new all-time high, new all-time high, new all-time high, new all-time high. There she pops. Oh. There she pops. NQ, new all-time high. Yes. Almost a new all-time high. Will be shortly, I imagine. And there's that. Right back up into that order block and then tanked right down to the liquidity. Left behind this liquidity right here. This would be a nice continuation play for me. If this 5-minute candle started pushing up, creating a bullish top wick, putting a stop below, and then letting it run into that sell side liquidity right there. That's a great little scalp. What do you mean, John? What do you mean they aren't well received? Meaning that it's just widening the gap for the real time trading, the real trading hours. Is that what you mean? And so it's just something to get filled in later. What do you mean by not well received? Gotcha. Oh my gosh. It is a wet, wet day here in Houston. Again, this is the third day in a row. We're getting some big old thunderstorms coming through. You guys have been seeing, I don't know if you guys see if you get the Apex stuff, but they have they've been running, they keep running this 80% off 1 day to pass. 1 day to pass. It's like, I guess so many people are buying these cheap Apex accounts and literally YOLOing, just max, like on 100K Apex account, the max contracts is 14. 14. So you just drop a 14 lot. To try to pass. It's nuts, man. I did realize, here's where the futures do get your money. They get you on the activation fee, right? So the account is, let's say, $90. Like the 100K accounts for Top Step, I think you can get them with discounts for anywhere between, I can't remember, but they're right around $100 or something. And you're like, oh, that's great, a 100K account for only $100. A Forex 100K account is $500, it's like three. I think a lot of Forex accounts, 100K accounts, are right around that like 380 to 420 range. So, for instance, Top Step, you spend $100, you get your 100K account, you pass it. Well, to be able to trade the live funded account, you have to pay a one-time activation fee of $150. So that account really is $250. If you get funded, it's cost you $250 to get funded, which is still cheaper than Forex. But with Forex, you have massive drawdown, daily loss limits, and static drawdown, and balance-based drawdown. It's not equity, right? It's not moving with you, and it doesn't follow you up. It doesn't trail. So while they are still slightly cheaper, even with the activation fee, there are still some advantages financially. I mean, trading, and just with the trading rules for Forex, in my opinion. I really want to take this short into these lows. What would that risk even be with just one contract? $140? Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stick to my plan. There will be a large opening range gap. Overnight inventory is long. When the market's open, will buyers continue or will inventory adjust? If they do adjust, they tend to close the gap. And if the gap doesn't close relatively soon after opening, the market will continue in the direction of the gap. Cisco says, John, maybe I don't understand, but are you saying market will pull back or market will run off? In other words, price go down or up? I think he's saying that when the real trading hours resume at 9:30, there's going to be a large opening gap from yesterday. So yesterday on in NQ, right? Let's just, you can turn it on. Let me turn it on down here. Well, I thought I could turn it on. Why can't I do that? Anyway, the day closed yesterday at 17,533, so right here. And when the market opens today, there's going to be this massive gap from yesterday's close to today's open, if it stays up here before in the next hour and a half or so. And he's saying that because overnight everybody's been long, when the market opens, oftentimes you'll get a push back down into that gap. If it doesn't push back down into that gap quickly, he's saying that the market will continue in the direction that the gap formed and continue to push higher. That's my understanding of gap theory from John's explanations prior. This is that oil scalp. Right here. I would just be aiming for those lows right there. Basically a 1-to-1. Market is going crazy, Kazi. Cisco, the only person who knows what the market's going to do is ICT. Cough. I don't know what's going to do, but how Brad explained it exactly is correct. I didn't watch it, but there was a big kerfuffle online yesterday because ICT was streaming on YouTube and evidently was just revenge trading out the kazoo and lost like 3 trades in a row, just going in the opposite direction of the market immediately. And people were getting all mad. They were like, I blew my account and I blew this account and I lost all this money. He's supposed to be starting the Robbins Cup in a couple weeks. Ugh. Trades by Matt on the leaderboard of the Robbins Cup. Cisco, the only oh, you already said that. Dino was telling me that. Yeah, it was he ain't doing Robbins. Too many eyes. Well, he's gonna do it, and I think I'll be shocked if he does extremely well at Robbins. I'll be pretty shocked. I'm not saying he won't do better than most. I just don't think he's gonna run away with it. He's going to fail it on purpose like every other account he has had. Brad Rewe said about Old Man Biden and DJT and give me your thoughts. Oh man, I got to go way back up there. Where was that? Oh, I don't have a live chat on. Hold on. Maybe it wasn't. It probably muted you because you said Biden. Yep, for sure. It definitely muted you. The only person Old Man Biden can beat is Trump. Think about it. Trump clearly didn't earn enough votes to beat Biden in 2020. It's not like Trump is convincing the people who didn't vote for him in the prior elections to change their mind about him. If you hated him enough before, getting indicted 21 times won't cause him to flip. How's Donald Trump planning on winning? I don't know, man. I don't know. No real clue. I think the way I kind of look at it from the Democratic side is that Biden's not been great. His approval ratings are completely trashed. His border policy is pissing off pretty much the entire country, even his own liberal friends. Now that their cities are being overrun with, they're getting slammed in the face with the immigration issue. Besides that, yeah, I don't know. I think people like Biden, but they're also a little bit embarrassed by him. So I don't know that it's necessarily that they like Trump a lot better. I just think that there's a lot of Democrats. I say a lot. I think if Trump can win or does win, it's going to be because it's not necessarily because he's winning over a bunch of people. It's that they're just like, I don't want geriatric Joe in the office anymore. But what they don't realize is they're just going to put geriatric Don in there instead. I don't know why he's going to win. I didn't say I was voting for him. I'm not a fan of Biden and I'm not a fan of Trump. It's astonishing to me that in a country with 350 million people that these are the two people that we're all given the choice of running our country. Well, there you go. Good reason not to have taken that scalp right there. It is leaving those relative equal lows. Beautiful relative equal lows right here. They're probably going to get swept. Where might you target a run down? Potentially. Never did get up into this fair value gap or this order block here, so potentially that could be it. Nobody I talk to wants these guys. Trump still wins. Dude, the Trump people, if you're a Trump person, you are all in on Trump. And it's fanatically all in, like reverent worship of the guy, which is part of the stuff that is kind of gross to me about the way that evangelical Christians kind of look to him as this Messiah figure, and it's just icky. Uh, so yeah, he's a jerk. He's mean. It's like if someone, yeah, I don't even know, man. It's baffling to me. Crazy times we live in. Crazy times. I did see the scientists that the nuclear clock, the countdown, right? The countdown to zero. Like if it ever hits zero, we've basically entered annihilation for nuclear war. They've lowered or they've raised that clock again. It's like 3 minutes to midnight now. It was like 6 minutes to midnight. The chance of nuclear war happening, it just keeps ticking up to, or ticking down. I don't know how you look at it. Where was that? I need to find that. Nuclear countdown clock. 90 seconds to midnight. The Bulletin of Atomic Scientists have adjusted. It is 90 seconds to midnight. The 2024 Doomsday Clock. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not. I'll pull it up here. Can you see that? Yeah, here we go. So this was founded in 1945 by Albert Einstein. Oppenheimer, which you guys have seen. If you haven't seen that movie, great movie, Oppenheimer, and the University of Chicago students who helped develop the first atomic weapons in the Manhattan Project. The Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists created the Doomsday Clock, using the imagery of apocalypse being midnight, and the contemporary idiom of nuclear explosion being the countdown to zero to convey threats to humanity and the planet. The Doomsday Clock is set every year by the Bulletin's Science and Security Board. The clock has become a universally recognized indicator of the world's vulnerability to global catastrophe caused by man-made technology. It's 90 seconds to midnight. With everything going on around the world, the Ukraine issue, there's obviously unrest in the Middle East with Gaza and Israel. We're now, the United States is now getting into conflict with the terrorists in the Gulf and attacking military installations in Iraq or Iran. I can't remember which one, but either way, the 90 seconds to midnight for the Doomsday Clock. So happy birthday, Cisco. I hope you don't get blown up today. I do hope you get blown, but not blown up. Hey. What's up, Shadow Trades? NQ took out the buy side, made a new high. ES couldn't get up like NQ did there. Do 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 do. No real true displacement here yet. I did not see it. Well, I haven't seen the video. Somebody in my office was pulling up like, oh my God, have you seen this thing yesterday? And it's just fanning the flames for the religious fanaticism behind this guy. And that's just scary to me. Why are we worshiping this dude, man? There's no human that deserves that much fanaticism or attention or adoration or praise. Blind, utter worship from a lot of these people. It's just icky. It is just really icky. What did euro dollar do after that? Kind of stalled out, just moving back sideways. Well, there's the 8 o'clock hour open, and there goes oil. Shot off like a rocket. Violation. Well, we made it a whole hour, so thank you guys. Cisco, I hope you have a great day, my friend. I really do hope you have a great birthday, and I appreciate you being here on the stream with us as part of your birthday. So we'll be back at it again tomorrow, guys. Same time, and we'll see where we are. I'll update everyone on where the accounts stand as we close out probably the morning session, and we'll go from there. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, happy hunting, and I'm getting out of here. Adios.